Almost 50 years ago, Ansett Australia Flight 232 was due for boarding. The Fokker Friendship aircraft was scheduled to fly from Adelaide, South Australia to Alice Springs, located in Northern Territory, which is roughly a 5.5-hour drive to Uluru, one of Australia's most famous landmarks. The plane departed Adelaide Airport without a hitch, departing the nearby city off to its destination. The flight consisted of just 28 passengers and 4 crew. 15 of the passengers were women and children. This was a considerably small flight. As the flight flew over the red centre, roughly 30 minutes before the plane was scheduled to land, it began to descend to Alice Springs Airport. A male passenger exited from the plane's lavatory and approached one of the flight attendants, Kay Gorham. The man produced a sawn-off .22 Armalite rifle and declared, "This is a hijack." The man, who had a distinct European accent, was initially not taken seriously by Gorham. This changed when he took her and another attendant and forced his way into the cockpit and attempted to speak with the captain. However, the captain was not willing to listen to the hijacker. He informed him that he was unable to speak as he was too busy landing the plane. He then told the hijacker that he needs to find his seat so the landing can take place smoothly. Curiously, the hijacker complied and took his seat. Soon thereafter, the plane landed and the police started negotiating with the hijacker. The hijacker started stating his demands, and it became clear that his motive was not financial, much to the surprise of those involved. The hijacker then explained his bizarre demands. He explained he wishes to commit suicide in a spectacular way. He would do this by parachuting into a remote location, then living off the land as long as he could until it was time to end his life. In order to achieve this dream, he demanded a light aircraft, a parachute, and also a jumpsuit. Fortunately, the hijacker allowed most of the passengers to leave, including the 15 women and children aboard. Ossie Watts, a civilian pilot and flying instructor, was nearby at the time. He volunteered to fly the hijacker to meet his demands and even offered his aircraft to take him. The police agreed, but they decided to involve Police Constable Paul Sanderman, but have him pose as Ossie Watts' navigator. This would ensure the police still had control of the situation and the civilian pilot also still had protection. Minutes before they were to approach the hijacker, the police showed Watts how to use a gun. Police also set up a perimeter with multiple marksmen prepared to shoot should anything go awry. Paul and Ossie approached the hijacker with flight attendant Kay Gorham accompanying him. He held her at gunpoint. The hijacker was immediately suspicious of the navigator and asked Gorham to search him. Gorham did so, and upon searching, she did feel a small firearm hidden in the back of Sanderman's shorts, but opted not to tell the hijacker. Records state that after this search, Police Constable Sanderman sensed an opportunity and attempted to apprehend the hijacker. He attempted to grab his rifle, but his hand slipped. The hijacker responded by firing multiple times, shooting Sanderman in the hand, stomach, right shoulder, and left arm. After this, the hijacker made a run for it. The pilot, Watts, began shooting at the hijacker, as well as the marksmen surrounding the area. The hijacker was wounded by these shots whilst running away, but soon disappeared. Preparing for the inevitable assault, police awaited the sounds of returning fire heading their way, but they would only hear one more shot. They searched and found the hijacker in a nearby ditch. It was this ditch that the hijacker decided to end his life, fatally shooting himself. Constable Sanderman survived his multiple wounds and was awarded the Queen's Commendation for bravery. Efforts to identify the hijacker were difficult. A key was found on the body of the hijacker, and thanks to extensive work by the police department, a lead led them to a house. Miraculously, the key opened the door to this house, and the hijacker was identified. It took them 6 months to discover he was a Czech migrant by the name of Miloslav Rabanik, a 25-year-old economics student located in Carlton, Sydney, in Australia's eastern state of New South Wales. It was only Australia's second ever hijacking at the time, with the first one coming just 12 years earlier. The motives of Rabenik are still unknown to this day, but considering the details of his demands, it can be theorized he was in a position of poor mental health and depression, and decided he wanted to leave this world in spectacular fashion.